Alright guys, here we are. We're starting the character select screen. We're gonna get a little, different with it. Today we're gonna actually go in with Lucky Chloe. Now in normal Lucky Chloe player flashing, we have to pick the weebest outfit we can find, which I'm thinking is I like orange. I'm going with this one. Oh, this is perfect. Alright guys, what's up? It's Astro back again with another little installment of By the Numbers. Today we're going with Lucky Chloe, as you can see. If you guys didn't know, that was the best buff she got in season 3, was that little idle animation. Anyway, we're gonna start with some of the moves and such things that we have here that she's got, and I'm gonna actually start leaving notations, or instead of notations, I'm gonna turn the command list on so you guys can see the moves that I'm doing. As you guys can see at the bottom, I want to make sure this is like easy for everybody to see, and just for everybody to understand. People have said that they would like to see the notations, so as I'm talking about them, I'll put them up there and we'll be able to go through it that way. Okay, so starting with this this is probably gonna happen a lot. I like the synchronization, don't judge me. Anyway, so starting with her jabs, we start with 1-2-1. Now 1-2-1 is the first two hits are natural. Boom. The third hit's actually a wall bounce if we can get her next to the wall, and let's see if I can hit this. Bow bow. Alright, perfect. So that's a wall bounce. It's actually -11 on block. Boom. As you can see, the last is -11. I believe the first two hits are safe though. Yeah, so the first two hits are safe. If you actually counter hit the second hit, it gives you the third hit. So that is not what that looks like. It's kind of hard to space these out sometimes, so I don't actually play this character. There we go. Okay, yeah. So the second hit counter hits, you get the third hit, guaranteed. And I believe this is a delayable string. Slightly, you can delay it slightly. Actually, it might not be. It might not be. It felt delayable when I was going through this the first time, but now that I'm looking into it a little bit again, I think you have to like hard commit to this, so it's not delayable. It's okay, but it is -11. This will move us to the second one. We got 1-2-2 now. Oh, I messed that up. 1-2-2. Okay, so 1-2-2, same idea as 1-2-1. If the second hit counter hits, you get the third hit. The third hit on counter hit knocks down, and I believe this one you have to follow through as well. Lucky Chloe, from what I've seen, right, is a character that wants to have people hit buttons. She wants you to try and poke out of her stuff so she can counter hit launch you and things like that. Just a couple counter hit launchers, knockdowns, things of that nature. I believe back one hits on the floor, but we'll go into that a little bit later. Yes, so 1-2-2 is safe. It's an I-10. I think that this, like, in terms of her 10 frames, it's really hard to like look into what she would use for a 10 frame punish, because none of these are natural. They just both kind of have good properties on counter hit of the second hit. So if you catch a counter hit, you get a wall bounce or a +4 on normal hit. The third hit of 1-2-2 is +4 on normal hit, and it is a knockdown on the counter hit. So like I said before, I don't really play a lot of these characters that I'm going to be going over. I'm just kind of putting this information out there so people can see these things. But I will be leaving like recommendations for people to watch you play these characters, for the ones that I don't play, that I can't give the best information on, so you guys have somebody that you can watch or you can go and view if you guys are interested in picking up the character. I hope that's helpful for you guys too. So moving next into 2-2. So 2-2 is a natural combo. This is her 12 frame punish. It leaves her +4 on hit, as you can see. Does 25 damage, as you can also see. And it has pretty decent, I believe this hits. What? Oh. So this has a just frame to it. I did not know. Yeah, okay, so if you just frame if you just frame the button, you get a knockdown and it's 30 damage. So that's cool. All right, that's a. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that gives you a knockdown. That's pretty sick. I don't know if you get anything off of that though, but you know. Yeah. All right. There we go. We just found something out. I just found something out. There we go. Now we're moving into 2-3. Boom. So 2-3 puts you in this little kick step that is called left twist. We're gonna put left twist in its own little section a little bit later. It's only got like 2 useful moves out of it that I've seen, but there's ways to go into it, and there's obvious lucky Chloe things that come out of this. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but just keep in mind 2-3, 12 frames, 24 damage. That's gonna go into left twist. I'll bring that up again. Next is gonna be 3-4. So 3-4, minus 14 on block. I'm pretty sure if it counter hits, this whole thing is natural because it's not a natural combo on normal hit. Yes. So this is a count. This is a launcher on counter hit. I don't know what you get off of it, of course, but you know, there's that. It is a really decent range. It's got some decent range. I believe it hits from about the 2 distance, 2.2, I believe, 2.3. Yeah, so we'll juice up to 2.4. It's hard because she's moving back and forth, but yeah, we'll juice up to like 2.4. She's not hitting that anymore. But 2.3 is the range on this. 3 is a really good. It's a mid, which is also excellent. Good mid poke. You can't counter hit confirm it, which kind of sucks, but you know, if you take a chance on it and you do fish out a button, you gotta launch. Yes. Okay, next we're gonna move into 1+2, which is this button. Plus 13 on hit, it tail spins. So, common rule for anybody who doesn't know, I'm gonna bring this up again. If it tail spins like that, it wall splats. So the button, if you see them, they get that animation where they spin like that. That means the button's gonna wall splat. So once again, we're doing 1+2, bow. Okay, cool. I just wanted to bring that up because I get that question a couple times. And it usually leaves you at very, very good advantage on hit if they are in the tailspin animation. So there's that as well. And this button actually has some really decent range because he steps into it, but it is on the slower end, about 22 frames, I believe. But it does have some good range. And of course, worth noting, this is a high, but it is only -2 on blocks. If they do block it, you do have time to sidestep to avoid like jab retaliations and things of that nature. That's another common rule. I'm gonna keep bringing this stuff up. That if you're around the -2 to either neutral to -4 area, you have enough time to fit in a sidestep before they can jab retaliate, and it'll more often than not do it. So there's that. Next we will move into forward 4-4. Okay, this is a natural combo. This is a launcher. What is the? Yeah, okay, there we go. So this is a natural combo. It is a launcher. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty decent. It is worth noting that on block you can sidestep this string to the left. It is only -4 though. Or it's -13. The first forward 4 is -4, I believe, right? Oh. Yes, so the first forward 4 is -4. The whole thing is -14. But if you do follow through with this, note that your opponent, let me set her to do it real quick. Repeat action. Record. Start recording. Jab. Boom. Perfect. And we are going to play. They can sidestep. So if you see this, you can sidestep to Chloe's left, and it's just a normal step, so you can retaliate fairly easily. Ooh, hold up, that tracks a little bit. You might have to side block a little bit, or I'm stepping too late. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, so I was stepping too late. But yes, it is steppable to her left, or her right. I believe that is her right. Her right, your left. Yes, her right, your left. And then -14. The next we're going to talk about is forward 2-1. So forward 2-1. It holds the same properties as 1-2-1, but it is a natural combo. This is a natural combo, and it is also still a wall bounce. Chloe, get over there. Bow bow. Nice. So, natural call. The next one will be forward 2-2, which is you can expect has the same properties as 1-2-2. Oh, she's not set to block. Hold up. Oh, I am a liar. There we go. Forward 2-1 is not natural. I'm sorry. I messed that up completely. And of course, as before, the second hit of forward 2-2 will knock down. Forward 1+2. This button is a power crush. I believe it's a power crush. Forward 1+2. No, it's a high. It's a high wall bounce, and it crushes very fast. It's +7 on block. This button actually crushes super fast. If I remember from practicing, looking at this, Chloe can jab into this, and I'm pretty sure if I block the jab, I'm getting dusted. Yeah. So it crushes very fast and very hard. So it's a good thing to use to the near the wall for pressure, especially if you're expecting a retaliation of some sort from your opponent. Very quick, crushes very early in the animation, and of course wall bounces. And this thing hurts. 32 damage on its own. Worth using. Next, I would like to look at the down forward 2. Her down forward 2 is -13 on block. It does have pretty good range though. Oh, I believe it might hit from 1.9. Yeah, so it hits from like a 1.9 to almost 2 range. It has a just frame extension in down forward 2, 4, 3, 1, which comes out like this. Oops. We almost did it. There we go. So down that launcher alone does 46 damage. So that's pretty chunky. That's one thing that you'll notice about Chloe is she's not gonna have a lot of things that are gonna like naturally wreck you, but when she does put you in the air, she's gonna hurt. Next is down forward 3-3. This is a natural combo, as we said. Tail spins leaves you at +7. Will wall splat if you're close to the wall. This is her 14 frame punish. It is -14 on block, but it also has decent range. It can catch a lot of things in the startup. I believe this is, yeah. She steps forward with it, so it does have some pretty good range. I'm almost 62.4, I want to say. But this is your 14 frame punish. It comes out actually a lot faster than it looks like it would, which is kind of surprising to me when I was first going through things. But yeah, there is that. It's pretty good range, as we've said before, and I actually like this button a lot. A lot of 14 frame punishes don't necessarily reach the furthest, so the fact that she has one that she can kind of, you know, even if on some types of pushback, pretty nice. Okay, and then down forward 4 is a low, long startup, knockdown on counter hit, crushes, it low crushes. Yes. Okay, this is it. This is a low. It has some pretty decent startup, as you can see, but it low crushes pretty early in the animation, considering she just jumps up, and also it's a knockdown on counter hit. If it hasn't been like apparent to you, that is what this character wants. Like I said before, Lucky Chloe has a lot of things that do stuff on counter hit. She wants you to press buttons, and you know it's gonna take a little bit of conditioning to try and figure out how to get them to press the buttons to get counter hits. But you know that's all part of learning the character. But this is it's a pretty decent low. I wouldn't use it too much, but it can be used to catch somebody off guard, for sure. So yes, there is down forward 4. Her down 2 is a fast. Yes, so down 2, pretty quick mid 16 frames. It is 0 on block. I believe it forces crouch, and it's a knockdown on counter hit. Yes. So, down back 1 is a power crush. This also wall bounces. That's some pretty good range, and it's a mid. So she steps in. She's another button that she steps into. So if you're trying to whiff punish something or bait out a button, you can get this. I believe this is actually down back 1 is the animation for. Yeah, it's the same animation for forward 2-1 and 1-2-1. So, but it power crushes. So there we go. And I believe this is minus 13 on block. Yes, minus 13 on block. Boom. So now we're gonna move into left twist. So with left twist, if you guys remember, you can get into. Now this is weird. This is one of those stances we're gonna talk about. We're gonna be talking about a stance like this again when we come to Josie Rizal. But this is a stance that you can only get into from doing a button. So unlike Leroy, where you can just press 3+4 and he'll go into Hermit, or Hwoarang, who we'll also get to later, who can just just press forward 4 and go into Flamingo or something. Chloe can only get into this by doing down back 3 or 2-3. Or I believe those are the only 2 that I have written down that goes into left twist. There are a few more, but they aren't very useful moves in my opinion. But yes, these are, yeah, so those are the only 2 that I have written down. But 2-3 and down back 3 are the only 2 buttons that go into left twist. So left twist is a stance that you will stay in for a second. So you have to do your immediate, and pretty much you have to do your next button out of the stance as soon as you go into it. It is not something that you can just go into. And an extension off of this is down back 4, which goes in the right twist. You have to time it out. Yeah, so, but don't worry, right twist doesn't have anything different. Anything out of right twist is the same thing as left twist, so there's that. Left twist doesn't have its own like thing really. The only thing that comes out of going into right twist is being able to go back into left twist. So now moving into the left twist moves. So there's only 2 buttons. There's only 2 buttons. Usually stances that work like this don't have a lot of options. So we have left twist 2. Boom. Left twist 2 leaves you back turn. It's -7 on block, and it will do some of the launching on counter hit. So there is this left twist 2. It's a fast button. It's a pretty fast button. Leaves you +6 on hit. Like I said before, only -7 on block, and most importantly, it leaves you back turn, which leaves a lot of options for Chloe. But be careful when doing this, because when it comes to Tekken, something you need to know is you cannot block with your back turn. So if my back is to my opponent, I can get really, really, really messed up. Anything essentially that hits you in the back becomes a natural combo. So everything we talk about. So if Chloe's back was turned, no matter what she does, if I do 1-2-1, it's gonna connect. So be careful when putting her in a back turn, or any character. That if you play a character that puts themselves in a back turn, be aware that you have yourself completely exposed. But you can get out of this situation by just holding back, or I believe you can hold forward into it in certain cases, but I would just hold back. If you are expecting, if this does get blocked and you're expecting a high retaliation, you can also hold down back, and you see how she slid out of the way right there. This is something that a lot of people will use with characters like Hwoarang for mobility. But it is worth noting that you can do this in the event that you get blocked and you need to get away. So that is another tip for you guys. But moving on from left twist 2 to left twist 3. Oh, that was left twist 2. This is a +4. It is a mid. I don't know. Does it have any boxes? It is just all I have written down for this says +4 on block. But it is pretty. It's really slow. But it is a launcher. It is a launcher. So if you can kind of condition to not press buttons on left twist 2, and you want to go for a launcher and you think that they might get hit by it, this is a good one. Like I said before, +4 on block, so you get pressure, launches if it hits. The only thing is that someone can press buttons out of this and hit you, counter hit you. So that is all there is for left twist. Now we're gonna move into and back to her forward-facing moves. Down back 1+2. For those of you guys who are familiar with King, you would know this as an Atlas Hammer. This is a tier 1 launch, which just essentially means I just launched you the highest possible that you can relaunch. It does 20 damage, 25 frames of startup. It crushes pretty well, or it's pretty evasive move. I shouldn't say it crushes because it won't really crush. It's a very evasive move. As you can see, she dips back quite a bit before she throws the uppercut. Nothing really much more beyond this. I believe that it is -16 on block. Yes, so it is -16, so it is launch punishable if it does get blocked. But if you do guess correctly or expect a retaliation to something that you do, maybe in your pressure, and you want to try and stuff out like a jab or something, this could be the button to do it and get you a lot of damage process. Okay, now moving to back one. So if you guys are wondering, this is the button I was doing. If you get a knockdown like 4-2-2, this is your I call these the get up button, right? If you're over at the wall and you knock someone down and they don't get up properly, this will be the button that flips them. Oh, unless you do it wrong. Hold on. But this is the button. I did it a couple times, but yes, you can see it's a combo. So it gives these knockdowns give you guaranteed, these buttons guaranteed, I believe. Down to, yeah. Oh, that wasn't guaranteed, but I believe you do get it. You do get it guaranteed after this. Oh, maybe not this one, but 4-2-2 for sure. You get it guaranteed. There you go. But this is your get up button. It's -11 on hit. It just knocks over on normal hit. I believe this will splash you against the wall. Yes, this will splash you against the wall. It flips you. And that is really all I see from that. It's got some pretty decent range. Like, she has a bunch of buttons that she steps into as per like Lucky Chloe's normal things. There's a lot of buttons she step into, but if you do block it, it is punishable by jabs. So be on the lookout for that button. Back two is essentially like how back two is essentially forward 2-2, the ender, as you can see. Knocks down my counter hit, guarantees a back one. Pretty solid. I believe this button is +4 on hit and -4 on block. Yes, so it is safe on block. Pretty decent range. She rolls into it, so I don't know if I have to keep saying that this button's gonna have pretty decent range. Usually, a lot of the common theme for Chloe's buttons that I've seen is that they counter hit, they do something on counter hit, they guarantee something on counter hit, they have good range, or they launch, and they hurt. 40 damage is pretty solid for just not throwing out that button in neutral. So this is pretty okay. I wouldn't, of course, this is not a button that you could just like chuck out all the time, but it's worth, you know, mixing into things and being aware of if you're playing against Lucky Chloe. So there is that one. Moving next is back three. Oh yes, back three. Okay, so back three is her homing button. She has a lot of things that are steppable. So like some of the stuff that I just showed you, her forward 4-4. So if you suspect that people are going to try and step you, back three is a 17 frame move. It's a homing move. Wall splats +10. On normal hit, it's only what? Yeah, -11 on block. And if you hold the back, you end up in back turn. So Chloe likes having her back to people, which we will go over for actually next, I believe. But yes, this is a good button. This kind of works like Kazuya's back four in a sense. You can use it to check side steps if you think they're coming. Like I said before, hold it to leave you in back turn. Just do back three to stay forward facing. Next is back four. Actually, back four is a fast mid counter hit launcher. Just gonna keep it frank. It's +8 on hit, -8 on block. This button is quick. It gives you a crumple stun. You can pretty much, like I said before, I don't know the combos off of this, but this is a good button. This is one of those buttons that, you know, during just like your jab press, you can just do it, and if they press a button, it's launch, and if they block it, you're safe. So this is a button that I don't feel like I see Lucky Chloe players use this a lot. So when I saw this, I was surprised, because this seems like a very good just a check, essentially. It's only 16 frames, so it's got decent speed. And if you see someone's doing like some unsafe pressure or something, and you want to try and call it out like hard, this could be the button to do it. So there is that. Now we're moving into her back turn stuff. This is where Chloe has a lot of the stuff that shines. She does a lot of damage with her back to the opponent. She has access to essentially left twist 2, which leaves her back turn, is back turn 2. All the same properties, launches, all that stuff. You can just do it a couple times. You can do it. I mean, of course, I wouldn't necessarily spam this, but it is worth noting that you can do it at a back turn. So you can do back 3, stay back turn, back 2, if they approach. Snuff out, like if they try to do an advancing button to try and hit you, if they block this. Because you can tell on block, even on block, it's got some pretty decent pushback, so you might be able to catch somebody with a back turn too. Back turn 3 plus 4 is mid. It is +1 on block, and it knocks down on counter hit. So back turn, and it's 3 plus 4. So that's a knockdown on normal hit. Got some pretty good range, I believe. I want to say this. Hold on, I actually can't. Hold on. Bang. Yeah. It's +1 on block. So you're actually plus in the situation when you get it blocked, which is good to note. Boom, and then decent pressure tool. Back turn, it's a rangey. So in the event that you do throw out back 3, the way I see it, you still have back 3. If they don't try to approach you and you want to try and see if you can snag some plus range, you can throw it out. But also, if you block that, don't press any buttons. It's kind of obvious from the animation, actually, that it's plus on block. You can see the way, you can see the way Chloe reacts to it. How she kind of just takes that her head dips down like that. It's obvious that it's plus, but it's worth noting that you really don't want to press buttons after that, or else you play right into her game plan of getting your gut punched by her idle elbow. Okay. Back turn 4. Back turn 4. Knockdown on normal hit. I believe this is just what it is. It's knockdown on normal hit. It's got some decent range, of course. I wish there was just a way that I could just like turn around. Oh yeah, okay, there is. But yeah, there's some pretty decent range. Is it from here? Yes. So is that 2.2, 2.3 spacing that you can hit that? It's -10 on block. -10 on block. So it's jab punishable, but not a lot of people are gonna jab punish that online. But it's just worth noting that it is jab punishable. Okay, now moving into back turn down 3 plus 4. This is a knockdown on normal hit. This is just a sweep essentially. It is -18 on block, so use it at your own discretion. But it is a chunky low. I believe it does like what? Oh, I'm getting it blocked. 20 damage, which is pretty decent for a low, especially for a character that doesn't have too many. If you see it, you think you can use it, get it. It does have a pretty long startup animation though, so it's possible this could get blocked and punished pretty hard. Next is back turn 3 plus 4 4. This is a knockdown on normal hit. It does 40 damage, and I was having this. This seems that there's timing that needs to be done with this, because if she says finish, it's a natural combo, but you see, there, if you mash it, it does not seem to do it. So I believe this is another one of those just frames that she got. Which is just, I just wanted to make sure I pointed this out because I remember when I pressed it once, I believe there wasn't a time where it didn't work. But if you do end up mashing it, there are certain cases where it can be blocked, and it is minus 14 on block. So that's not a situation you want to come to often. And I would hate for one of you little cat girl players to be playing her against a character with a good minus 14 punish like Kazuya and just, you know, get blocked because you were mashing 4. Okay, so moving on next, back turn, forward 3+4, 3+4, 3+4. This is the legendary California roll. This move hurts. Without a screw, this does 58 damage. If you are playing this character, the reason you are playing this character, do not lie to me, is for this move. That is why. This combo hurts. I did 90 damage and I didn't even know what I'm doing. That is just how strong this move is. It is very sidesteppable, but Jesus. Yes, you don't want to whip this. I believe that it's actually I believe it's actually safe on block. Play? Hello? No? No? Okay. I guess I didn't record it. That's awkward. There we go. That should be it. Okay. Yes, so it is +8 on block, but it is steppable. Like, if you walk it, you're actually at Chloe's back. Which is cool. I believe that, yes, so right before the flip kick, it is steppable and you can punish. But yes, you do not hold this whole thing because it is +8 on block, so it is still, wait, no, it's minus, I'm sorry, I'm looking at it wrong. It's -8 on block, so it's not still her turn, but she's safe. So sidestep punishes it. If you block it, she's safe. So it's your turn, but you can get much better damage, or you could punish it. Sidestep to her, to your left, her right. I don't know how the sidestep system works. If someone could tell me, that'd be awesome. But right now, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna talk about sidesteps from your perspective, so from your character. So you sidestep it to the left, to your left. Yes. Okay, now that we got that taken care of, we are up 3+4. This is where we are at. This gives you a knockdown on normal hit. No special properties on counter hit. This move is just here. It low crushes, as you can see. She starts up very early in the animation. She jumps very early. It's just, you know, it's here. I don't really know who uses for this move other than just to try and call out a low and try and go for some type of you know, just mix up off the ground. But you know, hey, it's here. Her up 4-3. So she has 2 hop kicks. She has up 4-4, which is -13, and then she has up 4-3. I think that I don't. It's like I just showed out. But yes, I just wanted to bring light to that her hop kick is not up forward 4, it is up forward 3. Now moving into forward 4-3 is a long range poke. This knocks down on a normal hit. As you know, forward, they are known to be very rangy as you step into them for the input. This almost hits from like the 3 range if you start it from the 3 range, which is nice. And give you knockdown, you can run up and pressure from there. It's safe on block. And that's pretty much all there is to this one, honestly. It's just pretty decent whiff punish tool. Next we will move into forward 4. So this is +4 on block. I actually don't think giving a counter hit on the first hit. I didn't write down anything about it. I took these notes a while ago, guys, so I apologize for jumping around so much in the video. No count. It doesn't seem that counter hits give you any. Oh, counter hit does make it a natural combo. So I just lied. So counter hit makes this a natural combo, and you know that also does almost 60 damage for some reason. So that's a thing. So 88 damage for getting counter hit on this. I believe that if the second hit hits this, the third hit's guaranteed. Does a lot of damage. It's safe on block. +4 on block. It's your turn. But it is steppable to her right, or steppable to the right. Oh, hold on. Now I gotta see which way I did this then, because I was trying to figure out which direction these steps worked. Hey. Okay, cool. Play. Okay, so definitely. Yeah, so definitely to the left. So your left, her right. After the first kick. Or so after the first kick, you can step it. Which is nice. Good to know. So do not hold that. Do not hold that. You do not have to hold that. There's a lot of stuff that she does that a lot of people think that you have to hold. You do not. But now we are going to get into her wall running stuff. Her wall running 3 is +3 on block, or +6 on block. It's pretty much it's no different than any other wall standing or wall running 3. It's a mid, even though it looks like it should hit high. It's a mid, +6 on block, gives you knockdown on normal hit. But different for her though, she has wall running 3+4, which is, this is also a natural combo. It is -26 on block, so if they guess right, you know, there's that. But this is something that you can use if you do get like a far knockdown or something, which you shouldn't really get with the way Chloe's Oki works in her combos. You should always be decently close. But if you are in running distance, or you want to do instant wall running, you can do that as a low, which is nice. Next, we're gonna go into her wall standing punishment. If you're -14 frames, if they're -14 frames, you can launch with wall rise or wall standing 1-4, which is just, you know, just a launcher essentially. That's all it is. Another one you can do is her wall standing 2 actually has the same properties as her down forward 2, so you could just frame launch. This is her 16 frame wall standing launcher, which is pretty much anything for hell sweeps and above, unless you can get more. Unless you guys know, if you can get more, you can crouch cancel into a hop kick, which is, if you have a higher damaging combo off the hop kick, then I would go for that. But you can always go for the just frame off of wall standing. Yeah, that's pretty much just what you got. Your 14 frame wall standing punish. Her full crouch down forward 1. We're moving into her full crouch stuff. This is a fast low. I believe this launches on counter hit. Yeah. So this launches on counter hit. I believe it's only, how am I? This should only be. I believe this is -13, 14. So -14 on block. Launches on counter hit, quick low. You can mix it up with wall standing, or with wall standing 1-4. To harass, pretty decent. Full crouch down forward 2. This would be what you'd really want to mix up. This is your full crouch mix up for real. You have full crouch down forward 1, and you have full crouch down forward 2. This is a mid, this homes, and it'll wall splat, as you can see, like I said before, which is good. This is good. It's only, I believe this is only, okay. This is -7 on block, so it is safe. But this is your full crouch mix-up. Do this and down forward 1. Full crouch down forward 4 though is a little bit slower. If you want to go for the safe option, no, it's actually faster. But this is your safe option. This is the homing option. But if you want to go for the big money, this launches on normal hit. Full crouch down forward 4. So if you expect they're gonna respect it, you know, all the Lucky Chloe stuff. Pretty much, from what I've seen from this character, you have to be aware of what they're trying to condition you to do. This counter hit, this hit sound looks so satisfying. I like it. I'm sorry. But this is -17 on block, so this is launch punishable. So yeah, this is launch punishable if it is blocked, but considering that you get a launch if it's not, I'd say it's a worth trade-off. And then yes, that is that. Now moving into one of our sidestep moves, sidestep 4. This is a move that goes and puts you into back turn. It has evasions that comes from a sidestep, and like we said before, it launches on counter. I don't know what the combo is after you get this off counter hit, but oh well, I think I just found it. I definitely just found it. Okay, so you can do California. You can go to California roll after if you get counter hit launch sidestep 4, which is that big domage. I don't know what to finish the combo, but I'm sure you guys do. So keeping that in mind, it is safe on. It's actually, I believe, I don't know if this low is safe on block. I want to say it's like a -11 or something like that. Hard to tell. Let me just set the bot to guard real quick. Oh, you're not blocking. Why are you not blocking? Okay. Okay, so yeah, so it's safe on block actually. Safe on block, low, launches on counter hit, leaves you in back turn, all that great stuff. And then we're going to talk about one command throw she has. It's down forward 1+2. This actually gives you the opponent's back. It's a 1+2 break. Like I said before, being at the opponent's back is very dangerous. Because anything you do becomes a natural combo. So like 1-2-1 on her back, that hits. She's gonna block it like this, but if you get to her back, you get hit. Now, of course, the same thing applies for your opponent that applies for you. So if they press down back, essentially, they will slide out of it. So going for things like a mid. So you can go for 4-4-3, you can go for, I believe, you can go for forward 4-4, actually, too, as well, if you wanted to. This is to mid if they don't avoid it. Basically, there's a lot of things you can go for when you get their back, of course. And it's a pretty fast throw. If you use this in pressure, just like trying to, you know, down forward 1, jab, do this. Not a lot of people are going to break that. It's pretty quick. Of course, unless you're playing like JDCR, because he breaks everything. But not a lot of us are going to be playing JDCR, so you'll be good. But this is a throw that I never see. I believe it's worth using as it gives you the opponent's back. We've talked about how bad it is to get your hit in your back, so it's worth. And of course, in the situation where you are against the wall, you could throw yourself out of the wall. Here, I'll just put this up as a, because this is where is that at? Restart settings. Switch positions on, and I want restart position to be at the wall. So if we are at the wall, right, you can be in a situation where you can throw them out of the wall and then splat them into the wall, which is pretty strong. You could also go for 4-2-1, I believe. Ooh, hey. But yeah, so then it's like all of a sudden you went from a bad position to a great position. So that is worth noting. So that's everything that I have written down on Lucky Chloe. recap through a lot of her stuff and what I learned, at least from looking through the character's moves. I'm gonna pause this to just only have the comic music. We're not listening to her count all the time. This is a character that's gonna require you guys to condition. If you guys want to play the character, I noticed there's a lot of things that counter hits, so trying to learn good decent ways to put yourself in good positions to where you can seek out those counter hits safely would be really good for this character. If you're going against a character, being aware of her options out of back turn is important, and knowing that pressing buttons against her is a very big no-no. You do not want to press buttons against Lucky Chloe because you will die. You will very much be the dead. Now, when I was talking about people that you can watch playing this character, very notable, he's more known for playing Eddie Gordo, but John Ding is a guy that you can look up on YouTube and see his matches. I'm pretty sure if you look up John Ding, Lucky Chloe, I'll leave his name, the way you spell it, down at the bottom, so you guys can make sure to go look him up. I just want to be as helpful as possible and help you guys either pick up the character or learn how to fight against the character, and seeing what they use to win the game or what gets done to them to lose the game. So that's all I got for our favorite cat girl idol, Lucky Chloe. This is Astro signing out. Hope you guys have an awesome day and hope you guys are having an awesome Christmas. This should be up Christmas Eve, so yes, you guys have an excellent day. Thank you for watching, and later.